What were some difficult situations that you overcame in your childhood?
Well, I was born into poverty alone.
Your childhood?
Well, I was born into poverty in the French countryside. My mother died when I was 12, and then my father abandoned me into an orphanage.
How did you feel when you were at the orphanage?
Well, It was pretty difficult at first. I was sad, but I fell in love with sewing. And when I turned 17, I decided to be independent.
How did the name of Coco Chanel come up?
Well, I work at the Rotonde, and there I used to sing Cocorico and Kika Uvu Coco. That was a popular song about a girl that lost her puppy, named Coco. So people started to call me Petite Coco, and years later it became Coco Chanel.
And tell me, what products did you start selling?
Well, the first products that I started to sell were the hats.
When did you open your first shop?
The first shop that I opened was at 21 Rue Cambon.
How did the First World War affect the production of your products?
In 1929, the Wall Street crash forced my company's workforce to cut half of my workers. The prices of exclusive designs were reduced considerably, but even this did not manage to raise my firm. Then I closed my salons and went to North America for a time because Samuel Goldwyn offered me the chances to dress stars on and off the screen.
What did you do after the First World War?
When the First World War broke out on June 28 of 1914, I realized that the new times demanded a much more sporty and functional style, adapted to the new circumstances. The first thing I did was remove the corset from the female suit, to give women greater freedom of movement. 2 years later, I introduced knitwear in my collections, a fabric that no one had used for haute couture until then. But that delighted my customers. With knitting, I made a sweater, an almost masculine garment, which was followed by the charming chemise.
How did you innovate in the industry? What change did you make on clothes?
I dared to shorten the length of skirts and expose the female ankle, and I forced women to cut the hair when one night I appeared at the opera with short hair. I had just created the Garcon style, which marked the end of an era. I had the audacity to expose myself to the sun when tanning was considered synonymous with commonerness, and also to impose my extreme thiness.
What message can you send to all people who are hearing you?
Well, I encourage all the women in this world to fight for what is prohibited to them. Don't shut up when there is something that you don't agree with, and innovate and fight for what you think is correct. Thank you.
Thank you.